we have with us Aurora Wong of ZB Exchange. Aurora, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for the invite. Yeah.
It's great to have you. So what do you think of this CoinMarketCap's first conference so far?
I really enjoyed it. I think it's about time. CoinMarketCap is kind of an important player in this crypto space, like ecosystem. So it's about time for them also to, get together all the players in this ecosystem. And from ZB Group, I think it's also it's the right opportunity also to contribute here and participate and contribute. And they invited a lot of guests like globally, and I think it's also the right opportunity for us to get together and discuss the trend of this market and other related topics.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit more about ZB Group. ZB Group's been a core player in the industry for quite some time, and also one of the largest exchanges. For those who may not know about it, can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, actually, ZB was one of the first, if not the first, exchange in this place. But back that time, like many years ago, we used another domain, actually chbtc.com, means, ChinaBTC.com. And we were Asia's first exchange that listed Ethereum and other big movers such as EOS and Quantum and so on. But since we were rooted from China, and we didn't do a lot of marketing overseas, although we had actually laid out a global ecosystem layout. So maybe for crypto users from United States, from Europe, you haven't heard of ZB until this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we actually started to do overseas marketing from I think March this year. And right now, I think this brand is a little bit more recognized, and you got to know, okay, who is the team behind ZB, and how is ZB doing, and what's ZB's global layout. We the group started from 2012, mm-hmm. and the flagship platform ZB.com was started operating since June 30th, 2013. And after the success of ZB.com, we also added other players into our exchange cluster, which includes Bitward, that's BW.com, the world's first mining pool-based exchange, and ZBG.com, a little bit more innovative platform than ZB, and regional regulated exchanges such as our European station ZBX.com. And ZB Mega based in Singapore, and then BitHigh based in Korea, XT based in Japan, and so on. And besides the cluster of exchange, digital asset exchanges, we also have other financial services such as wallets and media and investment funds and research institutions such as the ZB Nexus, which was founded early this year, and which is actually focused on, promote the blockchain technology and industrial innovation. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing with us about a little bit more about ZB. I mean, I've known of ZB for a long time, and I've been a user, a fan, and it's good to hear that you guys are growing even more. Can you share with us what's on the development for ZB in the near future?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we as an one of the important exchange players, we actually never stopped to build and improve our products. So the latest news would be this week we are launching our new app, technically version 4.0. In this newly released app, we actually included a lot of social and community building enhancements, which includes the function that you could send to other users on the platform, which we call in China red envelopes. Mm-hmm. So these digital envelopes can be filled with any cryptocurrency you like, and it's rather fun and useful. And besides that, we also created chat rooms for you to interact with other users, with customer service, so much smoother user experience. And also going forward, actually one of our subsidiaries, BW.com, launched another new function this week as well, the margin trading function, and it will soon be launched other derivatives trading functions as well. So we are keeping adding like new features and functions into our services, and to facilitate crypto traders from all over the market to reach out to the major markets and have more access to like new functions. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You mentioned these introduction of these new products, and what we've seen from the exchange side of the industry, and also from the trading side, is there seems to be a transition from spot trading more towards leverage trading, margin trading, futures trading. Do you think this is a trend that's looking to continue for the near future?
I think there's a reason, that derivatives market has been growing because from the second half of 2018, we kind of entered into a bearish market. And in bearish market, people tend to look for like more opportunities with, like lower barriers of entry, in terms of funds. So it's kind of a natural trend. But going forward, I think this place is getting also like crowded now. So I think it's worth, to have such functions on the exchange. But I'm not 100% sure that it's the kind of the must or the needs for every crypto traders. Mm-hmm. So I think the market is getting mature, and also more kind of traditional finance players will get into the space, and they are much more experienced in this field, of course. So there will be kind of how to say the players will be categorized much clearly, and probably we will have our own like vertical focuses more clearly.
Great. I'd like to expand the topic a little bit to more world regulations. So recently, China's President Xi Jinping proclaimed that the country would be in full support of blockchain as a core development for the future. What are your thoughts on this, and how do you think this will impact the future of blockchain and cryptocurrencies?
Okay. I actually I was really actively involved in the discussion of, for example, like central bank digital currencies, and the role of public sector and private sector in the blockchain and crypto space. But I was also surprised to see President Xi's powerful speech. But this is the right thing, and it's actually really the call for action against the background of this like huge, that's growing digital economy. Because I think, the news is very positive for all of us, because such a heavy economic participant, to like accelerate the promotion of blockchain technology is really a positive thing for, not only the blockchain, tech-focused companies, but also our crypto space. The market reaction was a little bit, unexpected, because blockchain is not the same as Bitcoin.
Precisely.
Yeah. So, but still, I think there will be a lot of opportunities emerging from the Chinese market and expanding to the overseas market as well, to actually link the blockchain technology to the real economy. And I'm planning actually to also actively participate this trend. Yeah. But for the original crypto players, I think this is the opportunity, but also a challenge. It means many more like tech, tech giants, like internet giants and financial, tycoons, they would, actively get into this space. And from the regulation side, I think we, of course, the spirit of blockchain and crypto is kind of seeking freedom, right? But in certain sense, we still need certain degree of regulations to help this industry to grow healthier. Because, especially in 2017, we've seen so many those cases that actually got not only retail investors, but also that kind of inexperienced institutional investors and the whole ecosystem, like many players got hurt. And we don't want to see that again. So I think certain regulation is in need to clear up those kind of, not professional or a little bit like bad players in the field, and then to help the industry grow healthier.
I could not agree more with every point you made just now especially about China. With China working on making an active push towards blockchain, and also at the same time working on digitizing the renminbi, the Chinese currency onto the blockchain or the internet. Do you think that other countries and bigger players in the world, for example, the United States and certain countries in Europe, do you think they'll be starting to feel the urge to catch up very quickly?
I think they are. Yeah, they feel the need, and many of them are actually having studied for a while. Because China is one of the earliest. I think together with the UK, they started to study the central bank digital currency from 2014, and a lot of work has been done already. But because I just finished leading a Chinese delegation to the Europe tour of blockchain and crypto. And we had a vivid conversation at a pretty much high-level summit in Hamburg, Germany, Dialogue of Continents, where many executives from IMF, the World Bank, and then governors from central banks and politicians from European countries actively participate in the discussion. So from where I know, many European countries, for example, such as Finland, Croatia, and Hungary and Lithuania, many of them has been already studying, the issuing central bank digital currencies. Of course, each country have their different uniqueness, and also European Union have their euro as their the fiat of the European Union. So it will be a little bit more complicated, but with China's central bank's active move, and also U.S. is discussing that really very actively also with Libra launching. So I think many countries will follow the trend, and they do feel the need. And China, if not the first, it will become one of the first to issue central bank currencies, digital currencies. China is way ahead of mobile payments, and actually China's first-tier cities and even second-tier cities already kind of entered the cashless society for a while now. And with Libra's launch, China also feel the more urgency to catch up with it and kind of to push up the process of internationalization of renminbi a little bit quicker. So I do think this trend will be a very hot topic and for the next, for the short term and medium term.
Aurora, thank you so much for sharing your insight towards the regulatory side. It's clear you have a lot of experience in it, and it's just very, very good educating even for myself to hear. I'd like to ask one last question. Before asking this, I'd like to just make a disclaimer that this is just your opinion. How do you think the market will finish out for the year, and also maybe in the first half of next year with Bitcoin's halving coming up?
Okay, yeah, it is a very hard question too, because market is really hard to predict, and I never predict a market actually. But I do. First, I didn't expect the market reaction to the kind of the positive news released by the Chinese government on blockchain. But this is a good thing. But I do think this is only a short-term reaction, and we do see that the Bitcoin price jumped more than 42% in one day, which is the fourth largest gain since May 2011. But then, right now, the price dropped relatively, and from my impression is that many institutional players are sort of getting out temporarily, but retail investors felt the market sentiment and kind of got in. So my personal feeling is that it will still, I don't think the price would still go up by the end of this year. And but I do see, like opportunities, with next year's, Bitcoin's, diminished supply. So, but eventually in the long term, I do believe in Bitcoin, and I think it's still important, a store of value and a diversification of assets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aurora, thank you so much for talking to us. It's been a pleasure. I wish we had more time. And let's talk again soon.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.